In this tutorial, I will show you how to create a complete directory website. I will show you how to create your own listings, how to import demo content. I will walk you through all these settings, and I will show you how to edit pages using Elementor and WordPress. To create our directory website, we're going to need a system. To get that system, you go to wp.discount/directory. This link is in the comment section and also in the description of this video. This is an affiliate link. If you use this, you won't pay anymore, but you would help me out and I will be forever grateful. And then we are at the website of Directorist. I haven't seen any other plugin that is so extensive and so complete as this one. So I'm gonna press on Get Directorist. The difference between the pricing plans is the amount of websites you can use within one license. 1.5 or unlimited websites, and they also have a lifetime plan, which I really like. For one site it's just $322 and you just have it for the rest of your life. This is pretty insane. And if you're still doubting, don't worry, you have a complete 100% no risk money back within 40 days. So that's excellent. All right, let's start. I'm going for one site for 1 year. That's what I want. Press on Get Started. Then fill in all your information over here. Choose if you want to pay with credit card or PayPal and press over here on Purchase. Then over here, make sure to copy your license and press click to view available downloads. And then we can see all premium themes. For this tutorial, I'm going to use One Listing Pro. You can use anything you want with this. So just press on download, download the entire theme, and then head over to your WordPress website. If you're still looking for hosting and a free domain name for your directory website, go into the description of this video, click on this link, and by following this link, you will get an 80% discount plus an extra 10% discount if you use my discount code. Then you go to Hostinger, you can set up the entire process. It's very simple. Start out with a WordPress website, just load it all in, make sure to validate your email address and you are good to go. And then you can log in into your WordPress website. But if you are still logging in using WP Admin, that's not a very safe way, so please watch my tutorial over here and I'll show you exactly how to secure your WordPress website because you don't want to get hacked. Then from your dashboard, we go to Appearance, we go to Themes and press on Add Theme. Press on Upload Theme and select the theme we've just downloaded and press on Install Now. And then we press on Activate. Then Directorists need a couple of plugins, so we press over here Begin Installing Plugins. Select them all and press on Install and press Apply. Then again, select them all and press over here on Activate and press on Apply. And then we can see the setup of Elementor. Well, we're just gonna press on Skip Setup and skip and continue with blank canvas. Great. Then we immediately are propelled into Elementor. I don't want this. So we click on this cross icon and we go back over here to exit to WordPress. Click over here to go back to all your pages. And we can see a lot of boxes. I press on no thanks over there and no thanks over here. But then we're going to run the setup wizard. So click on this one. Then select the type of directory you are going to create. In this case, I'm going with the restaurant directory, but you can select up to 5 of them and press on next. Then pick your default location. Well, this directory website is going to be about restaurants in Las Vegas. So just type it in, wait a bit, and then select the right one and press on next. If you enable the monetization option, it is possible for external companies to pay an amount of money to get their listing on your website. That's really great. To do this, I would suggest to use a payment gateway like PayPal. In this way, an automatic listing will be created if they pay the amount of money to you. Now, we are not cheap. If you want to be on our website, it's $190.99. Why not? And then we press on next. Here you can choose if you want to import demo content. For this tutorial, I'm going to do this, but I'm also going to show you how you create manual listings, but it's pretty easy. Then we press over here on Submit and launch my directory website. Before we're going to create our first listing, I'm going to show you how the listings are working because we have imported the demo content. So we press on Return to WordPress dashboard. Then what do we see over here? We need the add-ons kit for Elementor also. So let's click on that button and then it's going to install it for us. Also, this message over here tells them that we need some more extensions. So why not just press over here and then we can connect our account and we can download all the extensions. Log in with your details. You don't have to select them all one by one, just scroll all the way down and then we can see required extensions. Select them all and press over here on install and press apply. Once installation is complete, select them all and press over here on activate and press on apply. All right, let's set up our website. If you go over here to your pages, there's already installed a lot of these pages and that's great. If you go to all listings and you press on view, beautiful, we can see all these different kind of listings and we have the automatic filter on the left side. But we are missing a couple of things. We don't have a menu in here and we still need to create our own listings. Let me show you quickly how to do that. If you go back to your dashboard, I'm going to walk you through all the settings of the Directorist so you can create your perfect directory website. It's pretty easy, so let's start with the listings. Here you can see all the listings that are on your website. Now let me show you exactly how to set up all your listings. We click over here, add new listing. Now this builder has been designed really clean so you can create a listing with ease. I'm going to walk you through all these settings so you know exactly how to set it up. I have heard also that in the next updates there will be native Gutenberg, Divi and Elementor based builders for all of our listings. So that will be a great update and it's coming soon. We're going to add in a new listing of a Primal Steakhouse restaurant. I've never been there and this is not sponsored by them, but hey, I just want to edit it. Let me paste in a description of our listing of the Primal Steakhouse. There we go. Then before you scroll down, you can see on the right side, we can see the claim details. Here you can press claim it for free, set a claim fee or mark as claims. This way we can sell this claim to the owner. Well, if we want to set a claim fee, we can claim this for $500 and then they can log in and change everything about their Primal Steakhouse listing. Pretty neat. Now, I don't want to have this claimed, so on the front end, you will see that they can sign up and pay the money and then they can immediately start changing things around. Then if you scroll down, you can see on the left side listing information. Hold on, I'm going to change that in just a second. And on the right side, you can see categories and listing locations. Well, those things are very important because you have to think ahead. What are the categories you are going to use and what are the locations you are going to use inside of your directory website? If you want to change these things, you can add in new ones over here, but you cannot delete them. So if you want to have full control over your categories and your locations, on the left side, click over here, open link in new tab. And here you can change the name or add more categories or delete them. That also accounts for your listings. You can change all of them. Well, I'm going to do that right now because I want to have different kind of parts of Las Vegas. To add in a location, you type in the name. Then the slide will be automatically created. Add in a description. You can also use a parent location if you have multiple cities and you want to have different kind of parts, for example, in different cities. Then you can use parent locations and you can create all kind of parents and children inside of your locations. And finally, you can add in an image. Press over here and select the file. Make sure to change the alt text for SEO and GO and however you want to call it with LLMs these days, and press on use this image. And then we press on add new location. Add in all the locations that you want and you have a complete set of all the locations inside of your listing website. Great. Then we get back to our new listing. But if you want to have the right locations, we have to refresh this page. If you do that, you lose everything. So we just press on publish. And then immediately it will be reloaded. If you scroll down, you can see all the new locations that we have just added in. Well, we're gonna place this one in the strip. Well, it's actually a couple of minutes from there, but we're gonna use this one. Okay, also I'm gonna use fine dining. Then on the left side, you can see general. Then you can choose a price or you can choose a price range. For restaurants, I would suggest you use price range, and this one is in the moderate area. Then you can select special diets, meals, and you have like sale. Well, let's go with, we have gluten-free options. I don't think about that. And you can do dinner and lunch also. We don't have a sale right now. And then we have features. You can add in the entire feature list. You have the contact information. And once we have filled this in, you can also fill in the location. I've already filled it in. You can enter in coordination manual, and then you can add in some media. very important for your listings, of course. You can upload preview image or slider images. Well, let's upload first a preview image, upload files, and I'm just going to select a real one of them. There we go. And we can upload slider images. Just select multiple of those and press on use this image. Great. You can also add in a video, only YouTube and Vimeo. All these standard features looks pretty nice, but what if you want to add more information to it, or you're just missing, or you want to change the layout? This is all possible. You go over here to Directory Builder. From here, we can change the directory icon and change the default listing status. But if you go over here to add listing form, then you can change the entire form, which we have just used to create the listing. Maybe, for example, you want to add in the social links, so you drag and drop it, and you just drop it over here inside of the contact info. Here you can also change the order of all your things inside of your listing. Now this enables you to create the perfect listing website that you actually want. It's pretty easy, just drag and drop. I really love it. But you can not only customize your listing form, you can also customize the entire single page layout. Here you can change your header, your listing content, or your custom single listing page if you want to build that. This way you can generate shortcodes or create a page with Elementor. You can do anything you want with this, and it's a really extensive system. So you can go with the header, you can add in your locations, maybe in the header, or just remove the rating in your header. If you go to the listing content, and here we can change all the content you see on the front end. For example, your location, you only see the map, but maybe you also want to have the website in there. Just drag and drop it over there. Then you can also create your custom single listing page if you want this. If you press on enable, you can generate all the shortcodes and select a page that you want to use for this. You can create a new page and style it all the way you want it with Elementor and just use shortcodes inside of those pages. This way you can create the perfect design that you want to have in Elementor. Then on the right side, we can also go to the all listing layout. In the layout, you have two kinds of layouts. You have the grid view and the list view. Now, if you want to use the grid view inside of your website, here you can customize it completely. The first thing is, do you want to have the preview image or you don't? That's the first option. If you do, then you can change all these things inside of your list view. You can press on this button, you can add in elements, or you can just delete them, or you can add in more if you want that, and you can change it to whatever you want. The same is for this one. Now we have the title, we have the rating, all these things. You can completely change anything you want in here. So that's pretty extensive. Also in the list view, you can just change it however you want. And then finally, we can customize the search form. That's on the top. You have the search bar. You can change it to whatever you want. Do you want to add in more information in here? But you can also change the entire search filter. For example, the distance you want to have at the top, but maybe you also want to have the pricing on top. That's what you want. You can change it to whatever you want. It's your website. If you're done, you press over here on update. All right, let's go to the next options. I will demonstrate you all of these once we have created them on the front end. It's easier explaining them. So now we go to settings. I'm going to walk you through all these settings so you have a clear understanding of what these mean and how to all use them. You can always use these search settings over there to quickly skip to the right one you need later on. First, enable multi-directory if you want to run different types of listings, like real estate and jobs, on one website, each with its own unique fields and layout. Not gonna do this on this website. For submissions, guest listing allows visitors to post without an account. However, I recommend using enable registration over here, so users can manage their listings from a personal dashboard. Always toggle enable email verification to keep your database clean and of course spam free. Now, I don't want guest listing submission on this one. Under listing view, you can track logged in user views, cache compatible view tracking, all's great. Under listing currency, set your 3-letter currency code and choose the symbol position. Note that this only changes how prices look. To actually accept payments, we'll need to go to the monetization menu, and we'll be going there in just a second. To automate your site, use listing renewal and expired listing management. This will send reminder emails after a listing has expired. You can also, with expired listing management, you can help auto-delete trashed posts, usually after 15 days, keeping your database light and your site fast. Should be interesting. Finally, we have the taxonomy archive settings. By default, Directionist uses its own custom layouts for category, location, and tag pages. If you toggle Use WordPress Default Archive, it will disable those custom layouts and use your theme's built-in archive pages instead. This is particularly useful if you've built custom templates using Advanced Custom Fields or Elementor Pro, or if you want your directory to perfectly match the design of a specific WordPress theme and you're not using their own themes, for example. Alright, don't forget to press Save Changes if you've changed anything, and then we scroll up and we go over here to All Listings. This is the place where we can change the layout of all our pages. For example, do you want to have a sidebar filter? Where do you want to have it? Or do you want to have a pop-up filter? It's all possible. How many columns, listing per pages, pagination tape, you can hide the top search bar, your filters, your reset text, your header, do you want it, display your listings, view type, default view. Well, all these things are basically really nice to change. If you want to change them, this is the place to be. Also the preview image. Felt pretty self-explanatory, so I just leave it like this. Then we go over here to single listings. Moving on to the listing template and view. You can stick with the Directorist template for a polished look, or change to your template page or post if you've built that one with Elementor. You can also choose to disable the entire single listing view if you're building a simple grid-only directory. If your content is premium, toggle show for logged-in users only. This is to hide all your details and all your listings behind a paywall. Alright, we're not going to do this for this website. Then we go to the listing permalink. Here you can change and customize your listing slug. This is part of the URL that appears before the listing name. Great for SEO. Change that if your listing is, for example, I don't know, restaurants. You can change that, but just keep in mind how it looks and change this a little bit around. Next over here is submission confirmations. This allows you to show a success message right after a user posts. You can write custom text for both pending and publish states to guide your users on what happens next. Finally, if we scroll down, we can go to the slider image. You can hide or show the main slider from your single listing page and precisely control the image size, fill with container, fit with container, your background color, image width and height. I recommend using fill with container and a clean background color to ensure your listing looks consistent regardless of the picture you users are uploading. When you're done, press over here on Save Changes. Then we go to the next one, category and location. Now these settings are the same for the categories pages and the locations page. Let me walk you through all these settings. For both sections, you can choose between a grid layout or a list layout. I would suggest to go with grid because I just like it more. Make sure that the number of columns is 4 because that's actually always the sweet spot for a clean layout. Then you can organize these by ID, count, name or slug. I recommend using name if you're just getting started for easy navigation, or by count if you want to showcase your most popular sections and directories inside of your list. Then you can sort them by ascending, descending. You can display your listing count. This shows users exactly how many listings are in each area. And finally, always turn on this one, hide empty categories and locations, because this ensures your visitors only see pages with actual content, keeping your site looking professional and full. Also, don't forget to enable this one at the locations. Press Save Changes if you're done, and then we scroll up and we go to Map. Now these settings control the maps on your website. First you need to select the provider. I would suggest to use OpenStreetMap because you don't want to use Google Maps. You have to create an API key, and if you have a lot of visitors, you might end up paying for it. Here you can set your default latitude and longitude to center your map, and use force default location if you want these coordinates to act as a fallback for every single listing. Nice. Here we can change the zoom level. You can precisely set it for both the single listing pages and the main map view, and adjust the map height in your pixels to fit your entire design. Just fiddle around with it to see what works in your design. Here we can customize the map info window. That is the pop-up that appears when someone clicks on a marker. You can toggle the details like the price, reviews, thumbnails. I highly recommend enabling get directions to make your directions more functional for users while they are using it. But feel free to just disable any options you don't want to see in the map info window setting. When you're done, press on Save Changes. Then we scroll up and we go over here to badges. What you can do over here first is change the badge display type. Do you want to have text or icons? You can't have both, but you can change them accordingly. So you have different kind of badges, the new, popular, and over here the featured badge. Change the color, change the text, change the view count. Well, basically do everything what you want in here. Then we go over here to review. Here we have all the review options. You can enable or disable user reviews, owner reviews, guest reviews, and allow review reply. So someone can reply on the review. Could be very interesting. Guest reviews is nice, but they don't have to log in. You can use that in the beginning, and after you have a bunch, just disable this one so they have to sign in on your website. It's basically whatever you want. Now by default, the auto approve reviews is turned on. If you notice you get a lot of spam, make sure to disable this, as it will quickly fill up your entire work day with deleting all those review spams. All right, and then you have the display settings. How many reviews do you want per page? You can change it over there. All right, press Save Settings when you're done. And then we go over here to the next one, the page setup. If you click on this one, you can regenerate all your pages. If something bad will happen, they will just be created again. If you, for example, delete it for I don't know what. You can change all your listing page links and view settings. Basically, it is the add listing page with which page do you want to use for this one. And you can do that with every single page. So if you create your own pages, make sure to use these shortcodes, paste them on your page, design your entire page as you want it, or just create a new one and change these settings over there. And well, this is just beautiful. You can customize every single page the way you want. Then we go over here to the search options. You have search listings, the search bar, change the title, the subtitle, the text. Then we have the filters, change everything about it, the text, and also display popular categories. Could be interesting if you have a lot of visitors. That would help a lot by navigating through your website. Again, pretty self-explanatory, but I'm happy that they all have these options. Also, the search result, change it. Do you want to have the left sidebar filter also on the search result? Would be nice. Number of columns, search result, hide the top bar. Well, this is basically everything you want to change on this search result page. Then let's go to users. Here we have the registration form, login form, the dashboard of users, and the all authors. Well, let me explain this to you. The registration form is pretty simple. What are the labels you want to use? Do you want to have a password? Is it required? What is the label for emails? Do you want to enable a field for websites so they can put in their website? The first name, last name, about, user type, registration. All of these things are optional to use. The login message and auto login after registration. This could be useful once they are registered to make them just go to the sign in page. All right, press Save Changes and we go up again. We have the login form. Here you can change basically what's in this form when they are logging in. Recover the password. It's pretty simple, but there's all in here, so it's good to know. Then you also have a dashboard for the users. You can turn this My Profile tab on or on, your favorite listing tab. In just a minute, I will show you when a user logs in. You can see all these things and you can enable or disable all these settings for the users. Pretty nice. And then finally, we also have the all authors, and here you can change, well, basically every settings and how it will look on the front end. Pretty neat. Then we go to email. We have general and templates. Well, in the general, this is the sender name for your emails. For example, contact and then the directory name of your website, Las Vegas restaurants, for example. And then you have your email address. Now, make sure that this email address is the same as your domain, or else your emails might end up in spam on the user. So make sure this is the right one. Then there's also an option here to disable all emails notifications. If you're just getting spammed or you're just crazy with all these emails, just enable all of them, but you basically will miss a lot of them. Which one? Well, you can select the right ones you want. If you don't want to see order completed, order created, you can enable and disable all your notifies over here, notifications. So pretty useful. All right, and we go up and we go to templates. Here we can change the templates of your email. We have the general, of course. How does your header look? Do you even want a header? Change the color. And then we have new listings. Well, these are the placeholders used in all the mails, so you can use them, fallback. And then we have all the different kind of emails. These are a lot of emails, and I'm glad they all built them in so you can customize them one by one, change them for however you want, your tone of voice and all these things. Well, these are a lot. And we go over here to monetization. In monetization, you can enable or disable this, of course. Make sure that your currency is set to the right one. You have the separators and the currency position. Make sure that this is correct for your culture and your country. Then we go over here to payment gateways. This is very important. The default gateway is the bank transfer. You can choose between PayPal and Stripe, and maybe if they have more extensions, you can also install that one. You can use the default gateway, which is the bank transfer offline gateway, so they just have to wire it manually to you. But you can also use PayPal or Stripe. Those are the extensions we installed. You have to have a PayPal account or a Stripe account to connect it to your website, of course, but that makes the entire process completely automatic. So this is pretty nice to use. Just remember, PayPal and Stripe are making money by you making money. So their services are not free. All right, then we press Save Changes and we go over here to Bank Transfer. Here is all the information. You can put it in here. Basically, it's just a bunch of text with all your account details so people can wire it manually. And the same accounts for PayPal and the Stripe gateway. You can enable or disable test mode. Make sure to disable test mode once you want to go live. Make sure to add in your business email, your gateway title and description. You can change it over there. And the same accounts for the Stripe gateway settings. Then we go to personalization, brand color, button types. Then we have the old listing map markers, change them over there. And then we go over here to our extensions. We have installed all these one, business hours, claim listing. So what you basically can do, install new extensions if you want. If you click here, and we are here at themes and extensions, and you can install even more extensions if you want to use those. They have a lot of them. So once you have paid for it, make sure to check out all of these because you've already paid for it, so why not use it? Once you have installed them, you can change all the settings in this place. The business hours, the claim listing, listings with map pricing plans, all these things and all the options are different, of course, per extension. So make sure to check it out and change everything you want for the extensions over here. Here you can import and export all your listings or your settings. The settings are most useful if you want to set up a new directory listing website. You can just export them, import them on the new one, and you're good to go. So I really like this. Then we go to advanced. Here we can change the SEO settings. Now keep this one enabled if you don't use a plugin like Yoast or RankMath. If you don't know which one you should choose, make sure to check out this video of mine where I'll show you exactly if you need to pick Yoast, RankMath or all-in-one SEO. I highly recommend my own video. But here you can change all these things. Then we also have the schema markup, which will be done by RankMath if you use that one. And you can also over here enable the caching. We can debugging. Do this if you have contact with support and they're asking you to do so. And you can uninstall everything if you want this to remove everything from your database. Well, that could be useful if you uninstall it for some reason, but okay. Alright, I've walked you through all these settings. We have two more options. We have help and support and themes and extensions. Well, help and support is just over here. You can copy and paste all this information if support is asking it from you. Then you have warnings and you can enable remote viewing. This way support can log into your website without creating new users and all these things. Very useful. And the last one is contact support. If you press on this one, you go to the Directorist website and here you can ask in your question or chat with them and then you can ask anything you want. And last but not least are of course the themes and extensions, and I've already shown you this, so we are good to go. Before I'm going to show you how to customize your entire directory website, let's go over here to Tools and go to WP Wax Demo Importer. Here we can import all kind of demo data, which makes for me easier to show you how you can change your entire website. But remember, importing demo content will override your existing data. So keep that in mind when pushing this button. Let's go with import demo and press on OK. Immediately we are being propelled into here. We now have a front page with a filter with different kind of categories. Over there, popular listings, explore locations. Well, this is a beautiful page. Let me show you what this demo content actually created. So we go over here, we go to our dashboard, and we can see now that we have 42 pages inside of our website. Those weren't there before. So let's go to our screen options, put this one on 50, and we can see all the pages in one go. So let me first go to the home page over here, and we press on Edit with Elementor. Then I can show you exactly how they build it up on the backend. Let's first dive into the layers. Over here, we can see how it has been created. So the first section over here has a column, and in there is a search form. Now, if we go to all elements over there and you click all those things away from Elementor, and we can see all kind of widgets being added in here. Add listing form, authors, categories, listing, and also some theme elements. Look at this. So they use Elementor as a foundation, and on top of that they built their entire own theme elements and extensions. Really awesome. Also with this widget is the search form from over there. Now if we click on it, you can edit and change everything you want inside of this search form. So basically the easiest way to create this entire website is to use the demo content and then just start with changing everything you want, deleting sections or hide sections, and just let them create it, because these are just image boxes, but they go to this all listings / directory type restaurants, directory type general. So it's really fun to see all this and see how they create this, because when you click on it, you can see this is a listings. And if you go into Directorist, you can see, and if you're going to add in an element, you can see that this is the listings module. So they actually built up their entire website with their own modules they have added inside of your website. If you want to learn to create your entirely own directory list, this is a great starting point for just looking at all these different kind of elements, how they work, and how Directorist is putting them all together inside of Elementor. And this is pretty neat. If you want me to create an entire directory website from scratch using shortcodes or just their elements without using the demo content, just drop it down in the comments. And who knows, I'm going to create an entire tutorial from scratch how to build the perfect directory website. What I really like about the demo content is that you can see everything that has been created in a demonstration, how you can build your own website. So all these pages, for example, all these listings, they can be viewed and you can change them in your backend, which is very useful. If you go to elements, you can see all the testimonials, you can see the all listings, you can see the blog. Well, you can create any kind of web directory website with this plugin. It's really great. If I click on add listing, you can add in, for example, a general, and there is the pricing plan options in there. The one we skipped, I'm going to show you that in just a second. And they have different kind of packages because they have multiple listings inside of one directory website, 3 to be precise. And then you can use, for example, this one. This system is pretty nice. If you now go to your all listings, you will see a lot of strange listings in here. Test, CDDD, Henna. I think it's just a copy and paste from their original demo site and put it all in here. That's not that nice. They should clean it out, because this is just, I don't know, this is just nothing. Look at this. But let me show you all of these things right now. If you go to reviews, you can see exactly how it works if someone put in a review on your website in response to what listing, and you can unapprove it, delete it, spam it, trash it, or whatever you want. If you go to claim listings, you can see that there are no claims right now. All right. Then we go to pricing plans, and you can see 3 different pricing plans per directory type. So they have created for the restaurant, enterprise, standard, and basic, and again, real estate in general also. If you edit this one, you can see within the directory type is just restaurant. We have a package, This is all the basic configuration of all the pricing plans. You can change anything you want in here. This is pretty nice and pretty self-explanatory. With only that shortcode, you can see this entire page. But if you go to edit this page, you can see that the only thing inside of this space is just this shortcode. Well, looks great, but I hope you can also create this within Elementor, style it all the way you want. If you want me to demonstrate this, again, drop it down in the comments and I'll create an entire tutorial how to build your perfect directory website. Alright, then we go over here to order history, and here you can see how a order will actually look like. You can see inactive and active. If I go to this one, I can click on it, and here we can see exactly who did one, who paid it, and you can view the listing. And then we are being propelled to our dashboard. Now, this is a dashboard that people will log into once they have bought a listing on your website. Over here, they can see their own listings and their bookings and their preferences, and well, basically everything you need to have when you buy a listing on your website. This is a very extensive system. I like this. Now, the last thing I want to show you with Directorist, you also get this plugin from FormGent. If you go to all forms, you can see the different kind of forms that are running on your website right now. Now, the FormGent plugin is a plugin from Directorist itself. It's also a standalone plugin, and they have a lot of things that are pretty interesting, like conversational forms. But they're not activated on this demo website. Let me show you quickly how this form builder works. You can just drag and drop all of these things inside of this Gutenberg editor. I don't like Gutenberg, but hey, it does the job. If you want to change it, just click on it and change it on the right side, all the things you want to change. If you want to see entries, you can go over here to FormGent, go to entries, and you can see everything that has been submitted to your website. You can click on it, and here you can check all your entries that are being submitted throughout the different forms on your website. You can trash them, delete them, or whatever you want. Well, if you have any questions, just drop it down in the comments. I'll always reply. Hit that like button and subscribe, of course, to the channel, and hope to see you in the next video.